gyroscopemeet.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide.
We listen all day.
All day, you know what I mean?
Powered by GMG.
Get ready, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. Oh my goodness, it feels good to be back. You know, we left off last year. Yeah, it's amazing. Last year, and we did the last show was DJ Ron DJ Cadillac, and we had a great show. And then we went on hiatus for a while, got a chance to relax a little bit, not keep up with all the stuff that goes on with putting this show together, reach out to some guests. We got a lot of good stuff lined up for you. So I'm super happy to be back. So I'm going to ask everybody to share. We're back. Just so you know, we are now too broadcasting on Twitch. We're on Twitter. We are on the Facebook, of course, and we're also on the website here. So we're showing up in a lot of places, and we got a lot of stuff that we're going to do this year that's going to be the same, but we got some stuff that's going to be different. So I'm going to ask you to hang in there and watch some of the stuff we're doing. So as you know, we're going to quick overview. Again, our last guest was Ron DJ Cadillac. Go back and check out that interview. That was another great interview, and he's making it happen from Pennsylvania, and so that was good. Then we're gonna play the hottest song right now according to Track Source in the Soulful House category. We're gonna talk about what's coming. A lot of stuff coming on. A lot of stuff going on, and we're gonna play the classic. And then of course we're gonna bring our special guest, the radio station owner DJ AJ. So I'm super excited about that. I want to give a big shout out to Tony Gray and his wife for bringing you to my attention and what you're doing down there with Heat Radio. So this is exciting. So then of course after this, we're going to go into the Shazam Free Zone, and I'm going to tell you some of the stuff we have coming up and that. So more and more we're going to go back to the format. We're going to play the song. We're going to mix it in, obviously, but we're going to tell you who the artist is and any type of information we can give you on it. So let's do this. According to Track Source, the number one song is by, it's the Booker T remix. It's called Keep On Moving, It's Soul to Soul. And of course, as you know, we only play like a snippet of it because, Facebook has this nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. As a matter of fact, yesterday I think it was, They just released the music on it on an interview what I did with Dawn Soul Lovin' Williams back in 2019. So they're a little bit behind, so to speak. All right, so guys, here we go. Chuck, can you play that song? I got a few more announcements, and then we're gonna go hard. All right. So. Yeah, I'm ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan there from Soulful House Nation coming back to you live from the 8th floor. Hey, listen, we have a website, soulfulhousenation.com. We have a fan page, Soulful House Nation and Soulful House Nation group. We only ask two things. Hey, number one is you tell us how you heard about us. Not tricky. Are you a DJ, dancer, artist? It doesn't matter. Just let us know, and then, we will let you in. Okay. Some things that you should be aware of that are happening. A lot of stuff happening. But before I get started, I want to introduce this new segment. I'm calling it, what do you say? All right? Now, so the idea of what do you say kind of came to me while I was on hiatus there. But I wasn't really sure how I was going to pull it off or how I was going to work it. And I got a very interesting call. I won't say who. I won't identify the person. But the question was this. We're starting to get back out, and we're starting to have a lot of events now. And it's natural, maybe for some people, if you're a drinker, to take a drink. Now, if you take a drink and drive, I don't even have to tell you that's an issue. But here's the question. Should there be designated drivers at these events? I don't know. Let's say if you're a promoter, should maybe you have that conversation, announce that you'll have designated drivers? Should there be Uber people on hand or Lyft people, whoever you use? Should somebody come pick you up? Should somebody take you to take the keys? I mean, what should happen? Or you should just maybe not take a drink when you go to these events, especially when these are 2 or 3 hour events. You're going to hang out for an hour or two, and then you decide that you want to sip. Should you do it? What do you say? What do you say? So that's my question. That's my question, my what do you say question for the day on here. Okay. So I'm going to add this as a segment, and each week I'm going to have something, a question that I think is a pertinent question in our community. Now, understand where I'm coming from. Our audience, not me, of course, average age is in the 50s plus. So there's things that go on along besides the music with this community. So once a week, I'll ask a question. I'll say, well, what do you say? So anyway, we'll kind of take it from there. You can leave some messages in the comments. Okay, some stuff that's happening. New music that I just got. Vanessa L. Smith, Why I Praise Him. Great track. My personal favorite mix is like the all day radio mix. It's the one by Big Moses. That's my personal favorite. Okay, Audition. Anaya Weathers, Love's Touch. That's out. That's blazing. Then Kia Stewart, For You. Number 4, You. It'll be available on Track Source this Friday. So check this out. So these are 3 hot cuts that you should be on. Okay, now. Here's also a couple other things happen. I got some remixes, retouches from Charles Dickinson, The Problem Child. He sent me some stuff. If you are interested in those mixes, and he got a lot of good mixes in there. We're going to play some of them today. Matter of fact, we're going to play all this stuff today that I'm telling you about. We're going to play it in the Shazam Free Zone, all right, which comes on immediately after the show. And on top of that, also, DJ Divine sent me some dope mixes. So I'm just, I'm in there. Another person that sent me some mixes is DJ Dell. So I'm getting some stuff, and it's like some crazy stuff, and I'm going to be putting some of this stuff, I'm going to be playing some of this stuff in the Shazam Free Zone. So follow us after the show. So anyway, so that's out. Okay, some events. Stephen Craig is doing his first Saturdays. So watch for that on an ongoing basis. Then this Friday from 4 to 6, I'll be on KMTV. That's Divine's Divine Spot from 4 to 6. I'm going to play new stuff, old stuff, gospel house. I'm going to play some Afro house. I'm going to play some stuff that you heard, some stuff that you didn't hear. So check me out on Friday between 4 to 6 on Fridays, 4 to 6. That's on KMTV, Twitch. So that's happening. Okay. Then we got some other stuff happening. Then, okay, on the 12th, big day. JATAX, that's Andre X. They got the Queens of Comedy is going to be happening. That's going to be in Allentown, Pennsylvania on Hamilton. I know they have Cynthia Tucker and a Patterson favorite, Monique Latisse. Oh, my goodness. So that's going to be another great. Then House Therapy is going to have their all-ladies show. And they're going to be doing that for this week on the 12th. And they're going to have DJ Zion, Selectress Ms. K, Millie Mills, and DJ Sister Love, who I just found out is Bernie Grateful. Anyway, so that's happening. Then, also, on the 12th, Antoine Quaz doing the Valentine's weekend at Mr. East. He's going to have the Dizzy Boys, Ant Utility, Cool Kirk, Steve Davis, Beloved, and, of course, Antoine Quaz. That starts at 3 p.m. Then, on the 19th, Dragonfly. The Fantastic Four are going to be added again. That's Roz Anthony, Frankie Vibe, Steve Davis, and Chill X. And, of course, this is all being promoted by Francis L. Okay. On the 23rd, Taj Lounge, DJ Algebra, DJ Pookie, and Mark Francis are going to be at Taj Lounge. So that's happening. Then, on the 26th, you got Ray Vasquez out of New York for the Love of House. That's going to be at 226 DeKalb Stage. And the tickets on Eventbrite. Then on March 19th, SMB is bringing back the brand event. Now, for many of you who know have attended the brand event in the past, it's a great event. It's where you get to rep your brand. Now, here's how it's going to work. Okay, so you're going to wear your favorite T-shirt. Now, and if you're in, they'll be doing that in association with Swag On Site Entertainment. Of course, you know that's Sean Redding. So they're doing that. It's going to be the 5th annual brand event, the 7th annual spring season opener. That's what's going to happen. And so what we're going to do is represent your house music T-shirts event. You represent your brand or wear your favorite house music brand T-shirts. Now, there's going to be 2 rooms, 4 DJs, 2 bars, and a pool table for those of you who shoot pool. And then in terms of the music, you've got Terry Talil, DJ Mustafa, Mark Francis, and DJ Beloved. So you already know. Okay. Now the sound's going to be provided by the DJ called Mac, and the master ceremonies, none other than Roz Anthony. Now here's how it's going to work. Tickets going to go on sale. The tickets are on sale now till March 27th, and only the members can buy the tickets now. You're going to Cash App. Sultan, and that's going to be. And you should see the flyers there. It's going to be at the Hollywood Blue Ribbon in Hillside, and it's going to be from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. And also to again the early bird tickets, which are members only. Now with members, you either wear an SMB shirt or a Soulful House Nation shirt. $10, pay a hat, you're in. If you come to the door with a T-shirt, a brand, it's $20. Also, slogans are not brands. You got to have like a brand. Easy enough, brand. Okay. Then you can Cash App SMB Entertainment Group or 201-948-4800 for those of you who are writing. One more time, 201-948-4800. Now it says do not Cash App with non-members because non-members, they're going to know as soon as they get the money, they're going to see who it is. So don't even do that. If you show up at the door, entry, and it's based on a T-shirt. It's $15 for SMB if you don't pay in advance, and you're gonna have that. $20 other house music brands if you just show up at the door and you're not a member, and if you just come regularly dressed, $25. Call it a day. All right. So the key is now just be aware they're going to enforce the health and safety protocols, and there's 5 birthday tables are available. As you know, they just announced it, so you can celebrate the birthday. They have 5 merchandise vending slots are available, and you know they generally go fast. So T-shirts, towels, masks, and sweat hoods are also available. They're going to have a kitchen open. So it's going to be a lot of stuff. And, it's dressed, you want to dress to dance. So that's how it is. So that's on March 19th. Also, on March 19th, we have No Fake Love and Chili Peppers. Kenny Williams and friend, that's going to be in Paramus on 644 Paramus Road. That's in Paramus. And that's my good buddy, Beverly Mack, is on that. And she puts on a great show. She did something in January, had a great turnout. It was a great look. And now they're going to come back even harder on March 19th. So a lot of stuff happening. And then last but not least, you have on March 20th, you have the Love House Entertainment's The Spiritual Awakening. Looks like that's in Maryland. Mark Henry, Rod Braxton. But what I'm really excited about is our own CJ is going to be in the house. CJ, as you know, Sean the Trent is going to be in the house. All right. So listen, that's what we got for now. If you have any announcements, anything that you want us to bring up, birthdays, whatever, then just do us a favor and go to and hit up Joy Oliver, Joi Oliver, and she will do that. Okay. Oh, okay. I see a little note here. Joy's going to be catering at Beverly's thing. No Fake Love and Chili Pepper event. Okay, now I want to do this. We want to play our old school song of the week, and then we're going to come out with our special guest here. Chuck, will you play our old school song? And then after that, I want to give a big shout out to King T Finesse and Ariel Shante for our theme song. So our old school song is usually we're going to play a snippet. It's War, it's Galaxy, Music Man Extended Mix. As usual, we're gonna turn it down because Facebook has this nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Again, our question of the week is, what should we do if you're going to an event and people want to drink? Anyway, you heard the question earlier. What do you say? All right, Chuck, I am ready. Get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan from Soulful House Nation. We're coming to you live from the 8th floor. And our special guest, DJ AJ, all the way in North Carolina. How are you, sir?
What's happening, Dan? Dan the man, DJ Dan. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm good. I like to say I'm on this side of the dirt, so already it's a good day,
That's always a good thing to be on.
That's right. Okay, this is exciting. We just lost him. That's always exciting, but that's okay. Well, he's going to come back on, and while we're waiting for him to come on, hey, the reason we start this, what do you say, is because just got on here, in the Soulful House community, aside from the music, we're human beings, we live our regular lives and all that kind of stuff. And so what I wanted to do is to bring up some things that come up in the house music community after we leave the event and we go to have a good time. All right, so again, in this case was about having a drink. Nothing wrong with having a drink. But if you're going to drive, what should be in place? What you should do ahead of time? I don't have to tell you, if you get stopped, you got a problem. As they say, you got some splaining to do. And usually it's very difficult to explain when you have alcohol on your breath or you're driving erratically, not to mention someone could get really, really hurt. So what should we do? Should we just say, that's just what it is? Or should we say, hey, listen, either A, we'll have some information posted if you need to catch an Uber or a Lyft. There'll be a designated driver in the group. Maybe there'll be some designated drivers in the event. Maybe you don't drive there. Maybe have somebody pick you up. Somebody take your keys. What do you guys say? All right. Anyway, what do you say? Okay. Now, while we're trying to get him connected again, he should be coming on momentarily. I had another question. Okay. One of the things that I think, here he is. Here he is. All righty.
Man, I have something I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
This interview must be getting ready to be a fire interview. So y'all that's listening right now, you better listen up, because they don't want us to say what we got to say, but I got something to say.
That's all right. All right, so here we go. Well, listen, just so everybody can get to know you, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a man amongst men. I'm a firm believer in the higher being, that somebody has placed us here to do good for ourselves as well as others. I try to be kind to people. I try to be right by people. And, like I said, I'm just a all-around good person, I believe, man, unless you make me anything different. But
now, where are you from originally? Yeah,
I'm originally from Queens, New York. A small project, one of the smallest, actually the largest projects in the world. Okay. Queensbridge Projects, Queens, New York, Long Island City, New York. Mm-hmm. Like we were joking about the other day, I'm not going to talk about my sound or my aspiration to be a North Carolinian, but I've been here just as long. So,
how did you get to North? I'm sorry for interrupting.
No problem, man. Cut me off, because I can start running on. Because, I'm on the other side of this dime normally, man. So I like to talk. Yeah, I'm a native of Queens, New York, like I said, but I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for the last 25 years. So now I feel like this is my home, and this is where I'm also going to be. There was a need for us inbreeds to come to North Carolina at the time that we did. However, I'm starting to see a lot of people coming down this way, man. So, I'm at that, no more.
Well, how did you get started with music?
I started very young by influences of my parents. They were the parents in the projects that gave the weekend parties for the rent parties, and sold the chicken dinners and different stuff, and had the hi-fi system. So they would give the parties on the inside, and we, as the children, we had different chores, and some of them were playing music. So some of them were going to the store, depending on how old you were. It's just the different things, but that's really my influence of music. And my older brother, Nelson Roby, man, he definitely gave me my influence. He was the guy that would plug you up to the street lights so you can jam in the park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had that kind of, influence over us as younger guys. So definitely want to shout him out.
Okay. Now, I guess that's to some of that conversation is how you got into DJing and DJing influences, or how did that happen?
Yes, and that also, like I said, came about as far as people saying, they wanted to DJ, but people really back then, I'm talking a long time ago now, when it was turntables and Gemini mixes with stylus needles and putting the dime or the nickel on the needle, you know. But I was one of the kids that was fortunate enough, man, to have parents that believed in whatever I wanted to do. And so I talked my mom into purchasing a direct drive Technique turntable and a belt drive Technique turntable. So I had 2 Mitch-Max turntables, and I got a Gemini or a Newmark mixer, and man, the rest was history, you know. Every week I would be down in Tower Records on 42nd Street or The Wiz or Crazy Eddie's. These are places that you have to be 50 and older. So I'm glad your audience can relate to me, man. Don't play like I'm the only one in here.
Or you could be like me, research.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. They even have research now. Yeah. Like a great friend and manager of mine, Mrs. Tawanda Gray, she say she's Googleable.
Okay.
So I'm Googleable now as well.
Okay. Now, how did you make? Obviously, you're suggesting that maybe you started before house music. How did you? I know you were dancing. How did you make the journey? How'd you discover house music? Put it that way.
You're right, and definitely as far as before time, that's why I said I gave my older brother the credit, because we were playing disco first.
Yeah.
That I remember. And my brother, he was friends with Larry Levan and different cats that was in the city. You know, they were saying that playing this sound, that it was like a feeling and a culture and just a different state of mind, you know. And at first when I seen it, I was like, man, what's everybody on? You know, what they doing? They just listening to the sounds of the instruments. But after a few DJs that, you know, I was aware of to do remixes and put it together, a lot of the early disco that we hear that went in with house music, it formed a love for me that was just within that. You know, it was something I didn't gravitate to as far as being exclusive to, but it became one of my fonder genres of music that I did fall in love with. You know, house music, it's a feeling. You know, it's not just music, it's a feeling. It's a culture. It's a way of life, really. So a lot of people that know what I'm talking about, it's, you know, I got introduced to it very early, so I was glad for that.
Okay. Now, who were some of your favorite artists back then?
Oh, man. When you say favorite artists, I would be, well, right now, let me say it like this. Right now, my favorite artist in house is Anaya Weathers.
Oh, okay now.
Yeah.
She might even be on this live.
Really? Yeah. And she don't even know that I'm a big fan of hers, man. So, but I can't say a lot of other artists as far as, because they're all favorites. Unless you just make something that has no feeling to me. You know, if it has no feeling, it has no soul. If you can relate to what I'm saying, it's hard to say who's your favorite. I have a lot of favorites.
Well, I mean, from back in the day, who did you listen to? Who were some of the people that made you sweat?
Definitely the DJs were like, that I remember, Ron Hardy, Larry Levan, house DJs, I'm thinking. And I also grew up in an area where I was fortunate enough to be able to travel from Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan. So I had just DJs that were all over, depending on what the event was. You know, I was there and I enjoyed it.
Okay. Now, let's do this. I just want to ask you one more question about the music, then I want to get into the radio station.
Okay.
Now, like, you're in North Carolina. and of course we're up here, but you're originally from Queens.
Mm-hmm.
What's the same or what's the difference in the music in terms of house music up here? Is it all the same? Is it all different? Or what's the same or what's the difference?
The difference is acceptance.
Okay.
People, well, let me say it this way. I shouldn't say people. I hate starting out like that because it categorizes too many people, and maybe everybody else is like, I wasn't thinking like that. So some people feel like, here that I've noticed, it's accepted if you're playing house and at a level of soul with gospel, say. People relate quicker. Now, and if you just play a deep house or Afro house or whatever the brand is in different topic or different spice in, say, New York or New Jersey or Connecticut or Chicago or anything like that, it's always accepted by what's considered house heads, I would say. Like here, there's not a lot of house heads. It's like they're becoming fond of a music that seems new to them, and it's been in existence for some 30, 40, 50 years now. So
yes.
Yeah. I'm glad it's come as long as it's come in the way that it has came, and to filter out into different areas of, especially international as well as the United States. People are accepting the music that I grew up on. I can say, like, even it's really that cross that happened between disco and house that it kind of continued to this day, where some of those other genres of music didn't. So I believe that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, if you look at some of the descendants of that original sound, which we call mostly soulful now, I mean, you got descendants are techno, trance, EDM, et cetera, all that four on the floor music. So it's so it's got a long history of sound and descendants. Let's do this. Let's talk about the radio station. We're gonna make the leap now. So first of all, tell us the name of the radio station, where it's located, how you got the name. Let's start there.
Yes, the radio station is Heat Radio 1. It's 87.9 Heat FM, Charlotte. The name originated from, I wanted music. There was a time that I said, I moved here, I'm out of the music as far as like DJing and doing different things, but I still want to hear good music. So I said I would play only Heat. And everybody was like, well, what's that? And I'd say it had to be Heat. If it's not Heat, it won't be played. So it wasn't a particular genre of music. Like we didn't only play house. We didn't only play R&B. We didn't only play gospel. We didn't only play soul. We didn't only play funk. We didn't only play blues. We didn't only play jazz. We didn't only play... the only thing we did not play is hip-hop, as far as this newer music of hip-hop. And that's fine, too, for anybody that's into that, but it's not my thing. And that's the only music, like, I think they call it trap music right now. Like a matter of fact, I was clicking through the stations this morning and I heard a song that was just like unbelievable. I can't even repeat what was said, but it was just, man, this is a song, like this is music. He was literally calling the woman a B and saying, you are my, and give me your P because this and that, and I was like, the heck is this, man? There's no house station. There's no. So that's why you gotta, give people music and give people heat, like give them what they want. So I believe that's what it is.
Okay, so let me push you for a minute. Now I'm just you said this, but
push, man.
Now watch this. Watch this. All right, and I just want to get your thoughts, and then we'll move on. Every generation has their music.
Yes.
And okay, now watch this. So, first of all, are we becoming our parents in terms of the music? Okay, that's the first question.
No, I like my parents' music.
Okay, now watch this. Now, let's go back a little bit, and then so let's go back to the 50s and 60s like that. And, I'm a big research guy.
Okay.
Now, back then, that Elvis, who took a lot of the music from our culture,
yes,
was seen as evil to sexual to provocative. As a matter of fact, he was on Ed Sullivan. They didn't want him to show him below the waist. Things that he didn't learn. He learned it
on his own. Right.
I mean,
right.
So they didn't do that. Okay. All right. Now, if you listen to the song that everybody sings, Under the Boardwalk. Now, what were they doing under the boardwalk? They weren't playing chess. They weren't playing checkers. They weren't having a picnic, all right. But I mean, they were making love. But now they just come out and say it.
Right.
As opposed to back then, it wasn't implied. How many songs like "Let Me Make Love to You," like the OJs, all these different things. I mean, what are they saying? They're saying the same things, just that now they come out and saying it. What's your thoughts on that? Then we'll move on. And the reason I'm asking that, because you're a radio guy, and things have to air on what you're doing. What's your thoughts?
And my thoughts on that is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Okay.
And I think that it's our fault for this new generation that they feel like it's okay to say it the way that they say it. Now, we can't really compare the OJs to any group that's out now, because even though that a lot of us might have been born to that music, that's how our parents got their groove on, listening to that music, right? But they weren't just blatantly teaching that it's okay to be disrespectful to anyone. And that's the thing, DJ Dan, that irritates me about it. It's like, I want to say never to become my parents of the fact of not liking a type of music. Because even when I was aging to get in my 30s and 40s, and people was like, "You still listen to hip hop?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I love it. I got Jay-Z in my, playlist. I got Outkast in my playlist. I have all these different groups that I enjoy their music." But now that wow, yeah, eat my, do this, and glorifying it and magnifying it. I guess I'm just old now. I guess I'm just my parents. Like, I just like, what the is that? So that's not heat. That's what you won't hear on our station.
Okay. All right. Now, I mean, how long have you been in? How long has Heat existed? How long have you been in radio?
Heat has existed 16 years. I've actually been in radio for 28 years now.
Okay.
I was with 103 FM here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I went back as far as doing the intern with WKTU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember Paco?
Paco, of course.
Yeah.
Research, though. Research.
Yeah. Okay. You can stay young, Dan. You can stay young. Yeah, sure, I'm glad Paco. Glad to be where I'm at, man. I lost a lot of friends and a lot of brothers and a lot of people along the way, man, that respect and shout out to a lot of people, man, that good people that are not here right now. Like we say, 10 toes up as the 10 toes down. So we're at that age of those people that I just want to give the respect and give it where it's due.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, you kind of mentioned the format, but you're on, like, how did it come about? Like, you were, say, interning or whatever. Had you always had a desire to do your own thing? Or how did the radio thing come about where you set up Heat Radio?
Got you. That's a good question, man. Yes, I was, from the time of before becoming an intern, I used to say, like, my favorite radio station at the time was WBLS in New York. And, you know, I used to knew that's crazy talk right there. Hold on. Let's edit that. First mistake. Now, okay. I used to listen on the evenings, and you remember when what was his name? There I Go. Yeah. Used to come on the radio?
Yes, with Frankie Crocker.
With Frankie Crocker. So
right.
You know it was 8 o'clock and the street lights was getting ready to come on. Like, time to make it home, unless you didn't want to get in the house or something. But it's the setup and the way the platform was of that station. And then I remembered throughout all the years of, like I said, Rap City and BET and all these different, what was supposed to be our music for our culture, they wouldn't allow or give you what people wanted. It was more like what people would pay to play, or what people would sponsor to pay. I'll even go as far as saying, now this is getting ready to get deep for some people that's not into radio on that end or that side. But the truth of the matter is, I just felt like people were not getting what they should get. They were getting what was given to them. Like, these people said this artist is good and you should play him on the radio, and that's it. And you might have 10 artists that you would hear all the time on the radio.
Right.
And meanwhile, there's millions of people with that same talent or even better that we would not even have the opportunity to hear, because the radio would never play them. And I always said I would like to have a format similar to WBLS. I'm going to go ahead and give them their props, because that's what I grew up on, that type of music, And I said I wanted to keep that music alive, as well as add the new music that's good and that's heat, and bring it into existence. And so when I tried to carry that to other stations where I was working, they were like, nah, man, you can't play that. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear this top 40. They want to hear this, what's out right now. You got to play this. You got to do that. I remember even sponsors coming in and saying, like, in order to sponsor our product, your playlist has to be this. And I was like, what are you talking about? People, this artist right here is blowing up the charts overseas or doing something over here. And they was like, no, this is what you have to play. So, and I mean, keeping it real and keeping it 100, I was like, this is wrong to people on so many levels. Is wrong. Like, that people don't get their stuff played. People don't have a platform to hear good music anymore. And I said, if I ever got the chance, that's what I would do. So I'm glad I got that opportunity. And like I tell people, I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to, and because of the love for it. So it's nonstop.
Can I share a thought with you along those lines?
Of course.
Okay, so if you go back in the day, there were only a limited amount of outlets where you could get your stuff played.
Right.
And somehow you have to get that 50-pound bag or 50 pounds of whatever into a 10-pound bag.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it's impossible, but yeah, I mean, how could you do it?
Right.
And one of the things that I had a conversation with someone else about who was in radio said, listen, whether you realize it or not, the job really isn't to break new music and new artists. The job is to sell the advertising and stuff, and what do they believe will cause more people to listen, and they can sell more ads. Was that a correct conversation as a person?
That's a correct conversation, yeah.
Okay. Right.
And that's an awful conversation if you're a DJ and you have a love for music, and someone is telling you, oh, nah, we don't care that song is great. Or we don't care that people will dance to that, or people will like, getting a good feeling. Like, music used to put us in a great place, when we would be in hard times. Think about the 60s, how James Brown and different people have brought us through a certain time. Like, just when things were really bad, per se, and I even go back to that. I'm black and I'm proud. Like we're talking 30, 40 years later now. You still can't play that song on certain radio stations because the sponsors don't want it.
Right.
They're like, oh, wait a minute, you talking Black Lives Matter or something? And this was a song that was created in the late 60s.
Right.
So,
yeah, wow.
That was a true statement, Dan, that they're more concerned with sponsorship than with good music.
Now, you're on dial radio. What's the difference between dial and internet radio? Which, for a lot of people, internet radio is really their
about $70,000.
Okay. Okay.
About 70,000. And a marriage or two.
Okay. So now that we clear that up.
Glad I was able to make that clear.
Yes.
A lot of people tell me, man, they say, like it seemed like you have 1 million people working with you or for you. It's not that. It takes money and belief in what you're doing. So you got to have knowledge. You got to have an understanding, and you definitely have to have a belief. And the biggest part of all of that, have a little bit of money.
Okay.
So, you might not have money after the end of it, so I don't need people calling up saying, "Oh, the guy's got money." Maybe he's got his own money. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you under different things that you can play on dial versus internet? I guess there's some restrictions there, or
well, see now you're pulling out my secrets. Then you're doing good, man. This is really good. Well, when you're on a dial where you're in a higher frequency, and depending on the market area that you're in, you have to play under that sponsorship that we were talking about. When you're on a low frequency, you're willing to pay, but you're not going to be up in the high dial area with the other big boys. You have to grow it. It's like a seed or like a plant. You have to plant a seed and you have to grow it because people don't even really turn to lower frequencies on the dial. That's why I tell people when they came out with the internet, it changed the game because a lot of people that were saying, it's not FM or it's not AM or it's not satellite. You don't need any of that anymore. All you need is good equipment or somewhat good equipment and a live stream of some sort that's going to get it out to the masses of people. Like I explain to people, man, your audience is never really what it is domestically as it is international, because a lot of people overseas, they enjoy picking up on what we do, or at least chiming in on it to see if it's something that is going to carry the wave over there, or if it's something that's just going to stop and be, that's it here, like for saying. And a lot of the music that I've heard overseas, people are still rocking to our disco, like really hard.
Okay.
Where Donna Summers is still a star, overseas, like crazy. And so I enjoy that they enjoy our music so much, and I'm glad that I was allowed to have a platform that I can give it domestically on FM as well as here, in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's an area that's needed as far as having the background and the tools and the music that we can deliver, because we have some of the best DJs in the world right here on the station. We have some of the best personalities on the station. We have some of the best talk show hosts, and we get to meet people like yourself. Look at us now. Right. Think about us doing this interview right here. Would it have been possible maybe 15, 20 years ago? So not like this,
Right.
So we're coming a long way. Yeah.
Just to your point now, one of the things that has really been, I think, important to personalities, not just talk shows, but to DJs, etc., is the internet has allowed for that internationality.
Yes.
Because, like, for example, too, now, one of the things, too, for example, like, what we're doing now as of this first show here, we're broadcasting on Twitch also. And we did that for a couple of reasons. Number one is so Twitch won't shut you down in the middle of a statement, number one. And number two is that the potential internationality of it. Because with Facebook, for example, our reach is really going to be your sphere of influence. You know, and your friends and stuff like that. And but with a Twitch, for example, that could go worldwide. YouTube, worldwide.
That's
and you
right.
just never know who's listening. And
that's right.
You say, oh wait, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling this, right?
That's right.
The other thing I like about it is that as a DJ, an artist, or like, you don't have to get permission, or you don't have to have someone say, you know, I think you're worthy.
Right.
You know,
you're not guarded.
Yeah. No, like I'm my own yes.
Yes.
I don't have to wait till some, you know, all due respect to promoters, because promoters are allowed to spend their money the way they want to spend their money. They can pick who they want to pick, whatever. And if you're not making the cut, hey, it could be a lot of different reasons. But you can play now if you want to play, and your people will hear your voice.
Right.
That's
you're right there. You're right.
That's how I see it, you know. So you know, and I hear too, and I'm just going to have this, and I'm going to finish my little rant here. But, you know, I hear a lot of DJs say, well, I've been in the game for so long, I don't want to play, they got picked on. You know what? That's their right. Hey, if you were running it, you'd pick who you want.
That's right.
You pick who you feel would pack your show, do whatever, and you have that right.
That's right.
But I don't have to wait until you decide I'm ready.
That's right.
That's why. Anyway, all right.
You make your own lane.
You make your own lane. That's right.
You make your own lane, and it's what you do. Like that. Like I said, growing that seed. You know, you plant that seed and you grow it. You nurture it. And you take care of it. It'll grow. A lot of people really have so much. I don't know, man. As far as like, you know, with hip hop, I'm gonna just touch on this real quick. You know, tell me any other genre of music that you have people having a negative balance on battling one another. Like even when DJs used to battle or whatever the case is, it was all in the love of the culture, the love of the music, and the art, the craft, the entertainment of it. All of that was combined, you know, where you still had respect for one another, even after you finished, whether you got tore out the box or you tore somebody out the frame, you know, you got, the respect was there for you, even showing your love for it. Now think about the battles that take place in hip hop, or who found this first, or who started that first. It's always to tear down, not build up. So that's why I still have a love for house, and always will have a love for house music, because you don't hear that at all. You don't go through that. Right.
Now, what's your vision for the radio station? And then I'm going to add this part here. Are you looking for new shows and or new people?
Yes. My vision for the station is to see all of my family members. The family members, what I mean is that's included in the station right now. We're all a family. Everyone on the station is grown, without even putting the age to the number to the age, or age to the number. We're all grown. It's drama free. And I mean, when I say drama free, I mean drama free. Now, people do come and try to bring it to us, but we know how to get rid of it real quick. They know it as well as I know it. I know how to get rid of it real quick. But I would love to see people be able to say, I can go to this platform and I can pick DJ Sister Love or DJ Tony Gray or DJ Sesame, and get them to play anywhere that I'm at in the world, because, you know, we can set it up that way, and we have the capabilities to be able to do it, you know, and a lot of people don't see that. You have to think outside the box a lot of times for stuff to happen. You know, a lot of people want to sit and watch somebody else do something, and then they say, oh yeah, I want to do that same thing. So now, you know, it's a fight for who created it first or who done it first. But I'm telling you, I just feel like the energy and the level of tools that we're putting out, or the level of heat that we're putting out right now, it's crazy, man. Sometimes I don't get sleep, and I don't feel bad for not getting sleep. Then sometimes I'm sleep like where I'm like, man, I done been up for a whole week. I gotta, I gotta get sleep. But I want to see everybody do well. And the future of Heat Radio is, it's your voice, your community, your radio. And so that's how we definitely want to keep it, as far as, you know, being the voice for the public, voice for the community, whether it's domestic or international. And we want to be in the community and about the community as far as anything that needs to be brought to people's attention. You know, we want to make sure that we're covering that and we're doing that. And like I said, your radio, it allows areas for people that enjoy house music to have house music. And if you enjoy funk, you have that area to enjoy funk. If you like R&B, we have that for you. You know, those different tastes that people feel like they want for their radio. We want to make sure to include that for everyone. And as far as looking for DJs or bookings or anything like that, that is now in the hands of my brother, DJ Tony Gray and Mrs. Gray from House Therapy. They handle the house DJs as far as, you know, bringing it to the radio station. You know, the brother's very, very strong in what he does, and he believes in his craft where he takes it so serious that we've only known each other for a short time. But like I always say, it's not the quantity of time, but the quality of time. And he and I have been putting in great quality with one another. So I see big things in the future, man. That's what I can say. That was the short answer. I see big things in the future.
Okay. How much is business and how much is fun?
Man, it's all business for me. All business. And by being all business, I guess that makes it all fun. Because, like, you know, I work hard and I play hard. So they kind of go together. I don't leave one without the other. I mean, I enjoy what I do. And like I said, I don't do it because someone told me you have to do this or this is what I think you should be doing. I do this because this is what I wanted to do above all things. I mean, that was my major, broadcasting communications. So, you know, I'm one of the first people of my family that followed what my parents spent all that money for me to go to school to do, I guess.
You know, it's funny you should mention that, because most people, I would say most people that I've met, I can't speak to everybody,
right?
Most people that I meet are not going to school not doing what they went to school for.
Right.
And you ask them, do they love it? They say, well, it pays the bills. I guess there's some importance in that. But as a person, I'm one of the few. Now I got to tell you, I am not doing what I went to school for, but I love what I do. So I do have that blessing. So anyway, it's just funny you would say that.
So it works out good to end up loving what you do. Because that's the only way I can see doing anything right now, DJ Dan, is if I love doing it. Otherwise, you know, I'm going to take the retired route. Like, you know, the DJing, I can tell you exactly why I gave it up. You know, people were not paying what they used to pay, and they wouldn't pay you to just come to their place and perform. You know, necessarily, or if they did, the sound system wasn't up to par. This is my opinion. This is just my reasoning. I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm speaking for myself. And you wouldn't want to play on something that's going to make you sound horrible or make you sound bad. So you would have to end up bringing out your equipment to perform at that level. And man, when I got in my early 50s, I was like, oh, I know this is not for me. Like, carrying this equipment, you know, even haggling about pricing or anything. Like, all I do is when you say, okay, how much, I'm going to show you the picture of the equipment that I'm going to bring to your event. You know what I'm saying? And then we don't have nothing to talk about as far as if you don't have the price, you don't have the price. I'm not going to be there. It's simple as that, you know. And it's not a cocky attitude. It's real, you know. Right. I just knew that wasn't for me. And I liked records more so than this electronic equipment that have none. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I got controllers and all of that right now. But even these heavy controllers, shoot, I'd rather get a van and move a hi-fi or some show in Vegas than to be moving all this equipment the way that they're doing now, you know. So you got to know your lane. That's it, man. So,
well, we are really past the wire, but I just want to get in these two little things here. Just want to know, do you have, like, what's on the horizon? Any final thoughts?
Yes, I appreciate that, Dan. I know we didn't really discuss this, but like I was saying, as far as in the community, the radio station is big within our community, and we're big within the youth as well as within seniors. Right now, DJ Tony Gray and myself, we're working on an event that will take place second Sundays. I know we'll get this information out to you, but it's going to be like for house therapy gospel, where it will allow people to have the house as well as gospel music. And I'm a certified fitness instructor. I know I might not look like it right now, but I am certified. And we're going to add chair aerobics as well as stand aerobics to it. So people can come out and get their fill of gospel house with DJ Tony Gray on second Sundays. And last but not least, I work with a group of young men where there's about 30 young men right now between the ages of 8 and 14. And I want to shout out Carolina Heat basketball team. They actually are 5-0 right now in Park and Rec, and we're getting ready to go into our AAU part of the division. But this is all sponsored through the radio station, where we try to go out and reach out to the community and deal with the youth, especially with these trying times right now, on how things are. You know, you can even be influenced by gangs in school or whatever, you know, that's going on. We try to cut that off at the helm, and, you know, grab these kids and get them inside the gym, give them physical fitness, give them somebody to talk to, somebody to explain what they're going through, you know. And we do that weekly. So it's something that I'm big and passionate about. I don't know if you can hear it or sense it, but if you feel as passionate as I am, you can donate money to Heat Radio 1. You can donate. Remember, I said in the beginning, it takes money. I didn't want to say it like I don't need money.
I'll let you know when I get to that point, too, where I just... I speaking of money, I love money.
Yeah.
Money and I have a special relationship. But go ahead. Especially, I like, you know, and I mean, coins are cute, but I prefer paper. It's
yeah. It's easier to carry.
You carry more at a time. Well, anyway.
Yes, I got it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But, if people want to follow you, keep up with you, support you, how do they do it?
I go by Mr. Nonstop, and I was going to speak about that as far as people selling products or doing anything. That please go to our websites, heatradio1.com or 87.9heatfm.com. If you're out of the Charlotte area, if you're in the Charlotte area, it's 87.9 Heat FM. And House Therapy. If you want to purchase any items, please go to those pages and make your purchases. Don't go through someone else or anybody else. We have people that are now all of a sudden just taking it upon themselves to sell our merchandise, and it's not even really our merchandise, just like in likeness of. I don't know how people just blatantly break laws and feel like it's okay to do stuff. You know, I'm so glad that I've changed, though. I'll just say it that way. Not threatening anyone, but I'm just glad I've changed. And they know that I've changed. So, you know, but don't Don't push me, like Esther Roll say. Don't push me. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Hey, listen.
But definitely, if you want to reach out to us, I apologize. It's everything is Heat Radio 1. And you can hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms. Made it easy. Heat Radio 1, the numeric number 1.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Listen, hey, AJ, this was really good here. And
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
I thank you, man. I thank you for this space. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you, man. And I hope that you'd have me back again, man. So
absolutely,
one day soon.
Parts that I didn't even get to, as you know, in the questions I had. And also, I want to give, I want to give, Tony and his wife, a big shout out,
for making this happen.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So just big shout out there.
Definitely.
And okay. I'm gonna get corny for a minute. Thanks for bringing the heat.
That ain't corny, man. That's real.
Okay.
That's my slogan too.
Okay. Oh boy. By the way, I got 1 million of these anyway.
We're gonna share.
Well, listen, again, thanks so much. For coming and sharing with us. And again, go back and listen, share. I mean, there's a lot of nuggets you dropped here, just aside from the conversation, a lot of nuggets. I know there's people out there who are thinking that, hey, maybe one day I want to do my own thing, and at least they have some sense of it, and I really, really appreciate you for being open and sharing. So,
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, then. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the next phase here. What we're going to do is we're going to play some music. We're going to the Shazam Free Zone. I have new music today. I've got some new stuff from Vanessa L. Smith. I've got new stuff from Anaya Loves Touch, and she does that with Miss Yaz. And also we got Kia Stewart, which will be released on Friday for you. Then I've got some stuff in the mix here, some mixes that were sent to me, and I'm going to play some stuff from there. So that's where we are right here. So, hey, once again, DJ AJ, thanks so much for sharing with us. We're going to go into our next segment here. We're going to lead off. We're going to tell you what the name of the song. That's the whole purpose of Shazam Free Zone, so you don't have to Shazam it. I'm going to tell you. I've got some stuff that sent me over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be playing stuff that people have sent me. So if you are interested in getting your music heard or played, because sometimes, I mean, if we keep it real, it doesn't get played. We won't play it. We're going to play it. That's it. As long as I can mix it, we're going to play it. That's it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got quite a few things coming up, and we're gonna make this happen. I'm gonna lead off with the song that I got. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it on. One moment. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna read off with this song here. This one is from Vanessa L. Smith. It's called Why I Praise Him. So you guys hang in there. Once they shut us down, we're going to go to Twitch. We are on Twitch. It's under Soulful House Nation 1. We are on Twitch. So here we go.